Continuing with section 2.4, so we saw what the AROC looks like when between x is equal to a and x is equal to a plus h. So this formula you have to remember, and because in the final exam often there is almost every time you will see there is one question which asks you to find the average rate of change of a function between given values. So sometimes it could be x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 2 plus h, or 3 and 3 plus h, or some number plus h, or just in general it could be just a and a plus h. So whatever, so you have to just start with the formula. So AROC we know is equal to, in this case it will be f of a plus h minus f of a all divided by h. Now you can directly go over here and write your f of a plus h minus f of a and over h and do it, or you can separately find these quantities first and then plug them in. For example, you can find f of a is equal to 5 plus 3a minus a squared. So how do I do that? Just in the function f, I replace the x by a. And then when I have to find f of a plus h, so in this case I will replace the x by a plus h. So 5 plus 3. Now notice this is two terms, a plus h. So I have to keep it in parentheses. I cannot write it like this. This will be wrong. So I have to keep it in parentheses. In the same way, minus the here a plus h whole square. So I have to keep it in the parentheses and then whole square equals. So now we expand it. 5 plus 3a plus 3h minus. Now what do I get here? Now if you have the formula memorized, you can just write it. But remember there is a negative sign, so you have to distribute the negative sign. If you cannot do it in your head, then keep the parentheses and expand this. And how do you expand this? Remember, it is not going to be a square plus h squared. That will be wrong, okay? If you just write this, you have to go on a side or on a take a paper, and then you have to multiply a plus h and a plus h. You write two copies of a plus h and multiply them out, and you should get the result. And then you bring that result and you write it over here. So a square plus 2ah plus h square. That is what you should get. Now distribute. So 5 plus 3a plus 3h minus a square minus 2ah minus h square. Notice that nothing cancels here. Now we have to do this top here. So f of a plus h minus f of a. So I will write this whole quantity that we just got. So 5 plus 3a plus 3h minus a square minus 2ah minus h square. And now I have to subtract the f of a. Okay, maybe I should do it with a different color so that you can understand what is happening here. So I will have f of a is equal to 5 plus 3a minus a squared. So now I will be bringing that, subtracting f of a. So f of a will become, notice here, this quantity, whole quantity has to be in here. So the negative sign will distribute. So we will get negative 5 minus 3a plus a squared. So notice now this, some things cancel out. So 5 and 5 cancels out. 3a and 3a cancel out, and a square and a square cancel out. And we are left with 3h minus 2ah minus h square. Okay. Then now you can come here and write this up here. So we are left with 3h minus 2ah minus h square, and then we have the h from the denominator. We put it in the denominator. Now we can factor out an h from the top. This is what we get, and now we can cancel these h's. So the resulting expression is the AROC is equal to this quantity. As I said, you can do it directly over here, writing everything, and or you can do it in this way. So let me show you the next one. So this is so first one was a polynomial. Now we are saying find the average rate of change of the function f of t between t is equal to a and a plus h, where f of t is equal to 3 minus t over t plus 5. So now we have a fraction. So we start the same way. AROC is equal to f of a plus h minus f of a 1 divided by h. So if I want to do it directly, this is how it will go. So I have a big line, and now on top f of a plus h will be 3 minus a plus h over a plus h plus 5 minus f of a. This will be 3 minus a over a plus 5. So notice here that this quantity f of a plus h is this expression and f of a is this expression. So now we will do the common denominator on the top. So what is the common denominator? It is going to be a plus h plus 5 times a plus 5. And what could we get in the numerator? So this quantity which is on the top, maybe I should have simplified it earlier, but so this quantity in the top here, this will become 3 minus a minus h, and it will get multiplied with a plus 5. So there is a lot of work in this piece. Minus, now we have 3 minus a on the top, and this will get multiplied by the bottom, this bottom, a plus h plus 5. I don't even have space here to write it, so maybe I should have written it here. Now you can already see how messy it is looking, how much cramped it would become. There is a way to write it neatly and less crampness. So I would recommend that you do it that way, but if you want to continue it this way, it's your choice. What I will do is, instead of writing this quantity, I will go from here, I will come here, not do this pass, but I will rewrite my function here. First let me write it as 1 over h times f of a plus h minus f of a. That way now when I say 1 over h, f of a is what we have here, and f of a plus h is what we have here. So f of a plus h will be 3 minus a plus h, or 3 minus a minus h over a plus h plus 5, and minus f of a will be 3 minus a over a plus 5. The next term 1 over h. Now we can have the common denominator. So this numerator, first numerator will get multiplied by a plus 5 minus the second numerator will get multiplied by a plus h plus 5 equals 1 over h times. Now we expand. lots of terms. In the bottom, we do not, okay, this is a very important thing. We do not multiply out the bottom, okay? Keep it in factored form. If you multiply it out, you will have to go back to factoring in the end. So I do double the work. Okay, so we multiply now. Get 3a plus 15. So I'm taking this 3, multiplying it with a plus 5. Then I take negative a and multiply by a plus 5. So negative a square minus 5a minus ah minus 5h. And now we have this, and there is a negative sign outside. So if you are not comfortable, then keep put the negative sign, which is this one. We bring it here, and now we multiply out. So 3a plus 3h plus 15 minus a square minus ah minus 5a plus 5a. No, minus 5a. Okay. Now we go to the next step on our h. Lots of terms will cancel out, notice. Actually, we have to first distribute more further. So 3a plus 15 minus a square minus 5a minus ah minus 5h minus 3a minus 3h minus 15. So remember, we had a parentheses there. So this will give me minus 3a minus 3h minus 15 plus a square plus ah and plus 5a. All divided by now a lot of terms will cancel out. So we see 3a cancel out, 15 and minus 15, a square and a square, 5a and 5a, ah and ah cancel out. And we are left with negative 5h minus 3h, which gives me we are just getting negative 8h at the top, and at the bottom so now I can cancel this h with that h, and that is our goal. This is where we want to be. We want to get rid of this h in the denominator. And how will we get h in the denominator? That when we have done our algebra, then we should have at least one h in the numerator, which we can get cancel the denominator. So I'm left with negative 8 over a plus h plus 5 times a plus 5. That will be the AROC. So this involves a lot of work. The previous one was not that bad, but and if you learn this technique, how was I able to write it like this? Because remember, if you have 1 over 2 times 3, what is the answer? You get 3 over 2. What does that mean? It means if you have 3 over 2, you can write it like this. In the same way, if you have 3 times 1 over 2, that also is 3 over 2. So you can also write 3 over 2 like this. So you can say, you can have 3 separate and then times 1 over 2. So that's what I did. We had a fraction here. Well, first maybe look at this numerator, and we have this denominator. So I can write 1 over h times the numerator. That's what I did here. And then I expanded from there. The third type of function you can get is a square root function. So there is again a trick or a step which if you forget, then you are not able to solve this problem. So this is how we go. So we again AROC going to be f of a plus h minus f of a over h. So this will give me, okay, I will again in this case can write it like this. I would recommend that in every time you write it like this and then expand, which will be equal to 1 over h times f of a plus h will give me square root of a plus h plus 3 minus a plus 3. So now what do? Now we cannot put this under these two under one square root sign. There is no such rule. So how do we get, simplify? Because we cannot cancel this h with anything up here. So right now, so what this is kind of the trick. So we multiply by the conjugate. You might have heard the word conjugate. Plus a plus 3. We multiply and we divide, because if I just multiply, I'm changing the question or the answer. But if I multiply by this, then it means I just multiplied by 1, which is not going to make any difference. So remember what is in the denominator here? 1. So now 1 over h. So denominator gets multiplied 1 times that quantity is that quantity. So I will keep that quantity here. And now on the top, we will multiply them out. So if you can see, you can apply the formula a minus b, or maybe let me do it like this, x minus y times x plus y equal to x square minus y square. So if you apply that formula, you get square root of a plus h plus 3 whole square minus square root of a plus 3 whole square. So this thing gets multiplied by this, and this multiplied by this and minus. So what happened to the other two terms? So you can see that those cancel out. So now next step is to simplify. From the top we get a plus h plus 3 and then minus a plus 3 from here, but in parentheses the negative sign distributes and we get a minus h, and the denominator here is still so now cancel. So notice here, if we get something like that, it means we have made some mistake. So where is the mistake? Here. Why is there a mistake? Because when I canceled things out, I saw that there is no h left in the numerator, right? I have cancelled this one as well. So if I do it like this, there is no h left in the numerator, and this means we cannot cancel this h at the bottom. So it means we made a mistake. So can you see the mistake here? Is that this was supposed to be 3, not h. So the h will not cancel out, but the 3's will cancel out. And we will be left with 1 over h in the bottom, and then we will have a h left in the numerator, and the denominator is the same thing. Now this h and this h cancel out, we are left with 1 here. So the answer will be 1 over square root of sorry, not plus, no. Okay, that will be your AROC. Okay, looking at the next one, this is like a application problem. So this is the value V in dollars of a sports car, not car, t years after it is released, is given by the function this. This is V, uppercase V. V of t is t square minus t plus 2. Find the average rate of change of the value from the date it is released to 4 years after its release. So when it is released, we can say that is t is equal to 0, and then we are looking at t is equal to 4. So what will be the AROC? Will be V of 4 minus V of 0 over 4 minus 0. What is V of 4? V of 4 equal to 4 square minus 4 plus is 16 minus 4 plus 2, 14. And V of 0 is 2. So we have 14 minus 2 over 4. So this gives me 12 over 4 equal to 3. Find the average rate of change of the value from the date it is released to 4 years after its release. Okay. So it is this is the value. So what will be the price of it? So notice here the units. Sorry, the units here will be dollars. Dollars per year, because t is in years. $3 per year. So it is changing by $3. So every year that it is increasing by $3. That is your answer. The average rate of change is 3. So because it's a positive 3, that means the rate is increasing every year. Every year, how much rate is increasing? By $3. Okay, so that's how we do these word problems. Okay, that is section 2.4.